Hi, my name is Elle Moxley, and I'm here with Blavity discussing Black transgender visibility and rights. What led me to becoming an activist in this cause is I knew that if I didn't use my voice and I didn't use my God-given abilities, that I would have a very different outcome for my life, and that I would be subjected to suffering if I didn't take a stand. And so it was my understanding that I wanted more and that I deserved more that led me to activism and led me to finding my voice and using my voice to advocate for what it is that I know I needed, which was more money, more access, more community, and more love. You know, Marsha was certainly a spirited individual in the world. Her contributions, whether it was through her honoring of her personality, her lived experience, her knowledge, the issues that she cared so passionately about, we know that those are not unique to one individual, but a collective of our humanity who cares about the interests of marginalized people, especially those of us who are transgender or non-binary. Marsha's willingness to never compromise who she was in public or in private has always been inspiring to me and so many. It is why she will always be remembered for being not only the catalyst for our movement, but her spirit, her human spirit, is what has been the most inspiring, I think, to us all, myself included. In our work, we really try to honor Black transgender people as we are, as opposed to trying to create some idea or facade or expectation around how we should be portrayed mentally, spiritually, or physically. And we have Marsha, who lived a wonderful life and gave us a great model for how we can do that. But we also have so many who are walking in the footsteps and the footprints that she left. There are many unique challenges that face the transgender community. Some of those challenges most people probably could assume: access to jobs, access to money, access to public spaces. Those are some of the unique challenges that are currently, I think, in the media cycle. Something that I don't think people are more cognizant of is the unique challenges around the human experience and what that does to the psyche of an individual, but what it does to the psyche of a community, of a people. A belief that people are constantly othered or not necessary to society is something that certainly does create a unique challenge, but also a minimalization, because not everyone can relate to being othered or treated as a second-class citizen. That's not something that anyone should be subjected to, but we in the transgender community are. I think there's a unique challenge around understanding that the trans community is not interested in emulating models of survival and existence that came before us, that we're only interested in new models and new pathways that humanize us and create an opportunity for us to live beyond anyone's expectations. There's been so much work done around making trans visibility actualized. And so we have so many amazing individuals who have gone after their heart's desires, who have pursued their passions and their dreams, and who have really created platforms for themselves and others. And that's just something that I think we are just now getting used to, seeing trans people affirmed, not being the butt of jokes, but actually being humans who are alive, who are thriving, who are well. We just saw two wonderful non-binary individuals win Tony Awards. And so it's just an example of what happens when there's space created. We have so much more work to do to create more space, because while visibility has certainly increased, it still is on a minimum level. And even when those who are the brightest stars amongst us in terms of visibility and celebrity are lifted up, their lifting up in society is still met with great resistance. So we still have a lot of work to do to visibilize the humanity of transgender people so that we don't tokenize or harm those who have created space for others to stand in the greatness of humanity. So, my hope for transgender visibility and rights is that the future creates more opportunities for more than just visibility, that we are able to have more wins. The Marsha P. Johnson Institute, in collaboration with H&M, just set a world record for most attended drag brunch in history. And so, more celebratory moments for the trans and gender um, non-conforming, non-binary communities, more celebration of gender expression and gender ideology, more equity in those conversations, um, more hope. And more hopes actualized. That's what I hope for. You know, right now we're as visible as one can be, considering there's 450 anti-trans legislation bills across this country. You don't get more visible than that with resistance and hate. But we also know that resistance and hate is because we've been so beautiful. And so I hope there are more opportunities for our community to continue to display our beauty and to revel in it without fear or persecution or any of the things that we're currently navigating and overcoming. And we do need everyone to really stand in the window of humanity and to hold it up so that these things don't continue to make more gains and separate those of us who ultimately will be annihilated if we let the trans community lose.